Hi, want to help your child thrive as a reader? Well, partnering with your child's teacher can be one of the best ways to support their reading journey. I'm going to share actionable tips and help create a team approach with your child's teacher that fosters joy, curiosity, and the growth in reading. Hope you stick around. Ah! Welcome to Readers in the Making, the live show where we celebrate the magic of books and the joy of helping kids grow as readers. Whether you're a teacher, a parent, or just someone who loves fostering a deep, lifelong love of reading, you're in the right place. Each week, I will dive into actionable tips, creative strategies, and inspiring stories to help you nurture confident, curious, and excited readers, one page at a time. I'm Trina Debery, your host and biggest cheerleader in the journey of building readers. So grab your coffee, your notebook, or maybe even your favorite book, and let's get ready to inspire the next generation of readers. And hey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Let's dive in. Hey, so today we're talking about advocating for your reader, partnering with teachers. All right, let's talk about this because this can be a really helpful situation. It can also be a challenging situation. So let's talk about that. So we're going to talk about how to communicate effectively with teachers about your child's needs, how we're going to talk about some strategies to support joy-driven teaching or reading, I should say, not teaching, reading at home and at school, and building a partnership that helps your kids fall in love with books. All right, so let's get to it. So really the most important thing is communicating with your child's teacher. And that might be starting from the very beginning of school or any time that you're noticing anything and telling them you want to sit down with them. You want to let them know about your child as a reader. You want to share some of the interests that your child has, some of the books that they have, some of their reading habits. You want to introduce yourself, share some insights, and you want to let the teacher know immediately that you want to partner with them and you plan to be, fully supportive, and you want to hear the kinds of things that are going on in the classroom. So, for example, if your child loves dinosaurs, you're telling the teacher, my child loves dinosaurs, or do you have any dinosaur books? And if they don't, how can you possibly contribute to that teacher's library? I remember a parent at the very beginning of the year gave me a $100 gift certificate to Scholastic Books. And it was such an incredibly generous gift, but they wanted to contribute to the classroom library immediately. And I put that to use, especially with Scholastic, because Scholastic Books lets you earn points and things like that, so then you can get free books on top of it. So Scholastic Books is awesome. And so that's what I did. And I got so much more than just $100 worth of books because I also got the points for the $100. And in the beginning of the year, they have like triple points and all kinds of great stuff. You should look into it for yourself too, because it's very, very helpful way of gathering more books for your child. So that was one way that I felt like it was already a partnership off to the right start. Now you don't have to do that. I'm not saying you have to give your child's teacher $100, but anything that you can do that shows support and like you're there and you want to participate. You want to ask open-ended questions, things like, what are my child's strengths and areas of growth in reading? Now, you want to give the teacher a little bit of time to get to know your child, obviously. But right now, we're in the middle of the year. And so going in and asking, where can we go from here? How is my child doing? What are their strengths? What are the areas that we can work on at home? How can I support my child's reading goals at home? You want to make sure that you keep your tone collaborative, not confrontational. Teachers get a lot of heat from a lot of pressure from a lot of variety of sources. Their administrator, the district, the state, other parents. It can feel overwhelming. But when a parent comes in and they're communicating and they're working collaboratively and they're being supportive, it's a whole nother world. You just want to open up and talk and like work together because you are essentially partners. So you definitely want to focus on that support and what you can do from your end on the other side. Now, one thing I wanted to be clear that if a teacher is for some reason doing something that you feel like is detrimental to your child's love of reading, such as they are, putting up public graphs of reading, ability and goals, and or they are doing things like having your child write a nightly summary, or something like that feels, or making them only read one type of book. That's a conversation that you want to have. I remember sitting down with my child's teacher when he was, well, I'm not even going to say, when he was in a certain grade, in a earlier grade, and being, very like, I was a teacher. So I was like, I understand what this is like. However, when we post public grades or public information for everyone to see, children know who they are. And this teacher's like, oh no, they don't have names on it. And I'm like, I know they don't have names on it, but they know who they are. Just like you would know who you are on a graph about weight or a graph about salaries if we had to post that in the teacher's lounge. So I didn't want to be like confrontational, but I wanted her to understand that what was happening was hurting my son. And she was very receptive. She decided to stop that practice, even though it kind of was an expectation. So she made private data, like data graphs for kids, and so that they could go over it and look at it together in private, not in front of the entire class. And so I accepted that as a compromise. I myself did not do that, and they were always like, you're gonna get in trouble. I never got in trouble. I just didn't do that practice. That wasn't what I was doing. And I didn't want kids to be focusing on levels and those kind of things. I would talk to them about like, let's make a goal of reading more like we speak, or let's make a goal of trying different genres, or let's make a goal of understanding what we read, or things like that. But I'm not going to talk to them about like words per minute. I'm not going to talk to them about levels. I'm not going to talk to them about those kinds of things, because I don't want them to see themselves as that. I want them to see themselves as a reader. And when I look at myself as a reader, it doesn't matter how many words I can read per minute. It doesn't matter what level book I'm reading on. There's so many more things to being a reader. And that's not what I want them to get hung up on. I want them to be focused on the habits and the behavior of a lifelong reader. So that might be a conversation to have with a teacher as well. I also don't want my child doing summaries where they're hating reading every single night. How about we do, I'll be the scribe and my child can tell me about it and I'll write it for you. Excuse me, or we'll do an audio recording. I've talked about some of these other strategies and different videos and Readers in the Making, so check those out. If you've heard anything so far that's helpful, make sure that you like this video so that I know that you are wanting more information like this and that this is helpful. And if you are finding it even more helpful, then definitely share it with a friend so that other people can find these videos and it can help them as well. All right, so let's also talk about strategies for supporting joy-driven reading. So we want to advocate for access for a variety of books, which is why I thought that was so helpful when that parent offered a gift certificate. I had another parent who would bring me in like a basket of books for seasons. Like I got a whole bunch of books about like Groundhog's Day and 100 Day of School and all these things that I didn't have books on that. And I was like, how cool. And then Halloween, she brought me in a basket of Halloween books to keep for the class. And it was so generous and so kind. Things like that go a long way. They don't have to be brand new books. They can be books that are no longer being used at home. They can be books from Goodwill. They can be, books from garage sales. So any of those kinds of things work as well. You want to ask if the classroom library includes diverse genres, graphic novels, humor, joke books, adventure books, fantasy, realistic fiction, mysteries. So if you want to help that teacher beef up her library, if she doesn't have a library, that's definitely a conversation to have. Why doesn't she have a library? There's been a lot of craziness going on in different schools where they're told to put their library away, and that's a tragedy. And honestly, if that's happening, this is a bigger conversation than this short little video. So I'm going to just keep going. All right. So at home, you want to make sure that you're creating a cozy reading space for your child that encourages daily reading. You want to encourage your child to talk about books and what they're reading at school and what is the most exciting thing that they've read today, and also offering opportunities for them to read at home. If you have a basket of books in your car, if you've got a basket of books in the bathroom, kids spend time in the bathroom. That's a great place to put books. All right, we want to bridge the gap. We want to sync home and school efforts. So if a teacher is using some kind of specific thing, strategy, book, something like that, then let's help them with that on our end as well. All right, so last but not least, we want to build a team approach to foster a love of books. So we want to collaborate on the goals that teachers have for kids and that we have for our own child. We want to make sure that we're on the right page. So if your child is working on reading aloud at school, then we want to read aloud at home. And in that case, we can do it in a fun way. We can practice reading with silly voices. We can read with our family dog. We can read with our family cat. We can read to our family hamster, whoever, a sibling. Like, these are just things that we can do at home to support those goals. We want to celebrate together. We want to share milestones with teachers, let them know that your child just finished an amazing book, let them know that they've tried a few new genres, let them know that they're reading like they're talking. We want to share these things, and we want to involve our kids. We want to empower them to participate. We want to empower them to speak up and put input in discussions and be really proud of what they're doing. All right, so again, if you've seen anything that helped you, definitely make sure that you like this video. Also subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Right now, I'm in the middle of a 31-day challenge. Wow. We are on day 23, so it's getting ready to wrap up. My poor TDTL listies have been inundated with daily emails about these videos, and they're coming to an end. I will not be doing them every day. It will be every Monday. But if you want to hear what I'm saying, or you want to participate, then definitely join me every Monday. And also, if you want more tips and you're looking for ways to inspire a love of reading, join my newsletter. It comes out on Mondays. It'll also let you know about Readers in the Making, and it will let you know, what's going on. It'll also give you tips and strategies. You can join my newsletter with the link below. So go ahead and click on that, because when parents and teachers work together, amazing things can happen. Let's create a team that helps your child fall in love with reading. And you and I, together, we can create confident, joyful readers. Readers in the Making, one page at a time. Bye for now.